All right, let's go ahead and jump over to your lab. And I need to give you your source code files when I'm done with your instructions today. Don't let me forget about that. Oh, have you been making your own?
For this one.
You have? Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, you can. All right, good. It'll be a good exercise. Make your own. Just copy and paste and etc. All right, in this lab is a practice for constructing hash tables with chaining. So we're just going to do a hash table with chaining. Notice that we're templating on two things. Why do we have two templates?
Because one is, I'll say about that.
Why do we have two templates?
Is it one for the key, one for the value?
Yep.
Okay.
So that way you can say the key can be anything and the value can be anything when you
Well, he
construct.
had K and V as the classes, so I just threw it out there.
Just throwing it out there. Yeah, I wasn't trying to be tricky here. Trying to help y'all out. So private, well, we kind of actually filled this out fairly well in our code. So we have a hash node, and what should int be? It shouldn't be int, it should be, and what should string be? Wow, y'all are doing great.
Yay.
Hash brownie points.
Hash brownie points. All right. So your hash table will take a constructor. We'll take an integer, declaring the size of your hash table. So that might be a little tricky because you're going to have to make sure your array, if you're using an array list, is the right size, which wouldn't be too hard. Otherwise, you need to figure out how to do that with a vector. Make sure you have a deconstructor. Insert, give you a key and a value, and you just put it into your hash table. Similarly to how we do it here, but not quite that way. Print is for your debugging. I highly suggest you implement it so when you're debugging you can see what's going on with your hash table because you will have some interesting errors. Trust me. Remove the value associated with the key, return true if found, otherwise return false. Remove, all right, here's the trick. This is why it's going to be a little different. It needs to remove everything that has the key. So if you're maintaining only one item in your hash table, it just removes that one item. If you're maintaining more than one of those items, remove all of them from your hash table. Okay?
Remove all of the stuff out that key.
That has that key, correct? Okay? Okay.
Yes.
So that means you either, during insert, you make sure there's only one, or during remove, you remove all of them. One way or the other. Okay? I'll tell you that usual implementations do the former, where insert only has one item. But do it either way you want to do it.
Say the last sentence one more time.
Normal implementations only contain one item. But there are some that contain multiple items out there. That's why I'm telling you about both. For this one, make sure remove gets rid of all of them. And that should help you pass the test cases. If no, come talk to me and I'll come talk to me with your test cases that you have and I'll take it from there. So this time we're not doing get, we're doing a subscript operator where you pass it a key and that's just going to return the value. Alright? Now in all technicality there is one more function that we need in order to make this work correctly. And you need to have two functions that we call it hash code. Well, it's the same function, hash code. One is pass the key, and you give me the hash code that, hash integer, and you give me a hash code of that integer for your hash table, and the other one is just pass the string, and give me an index. Ooh, how would you convert a string to an integer?
I don't know, we can't convert integers to strings, so.
Yeah.
We just did. We converted an integer to a string. How would we do it the other way? And make it a hash code. Ooh. You could Google it. There are a lot of different ways to do this. Let's see if we can come up with a very, very simple one. What is a string actually composed of?
Characters.
Characters. And what are characters characters actually? Are they characters? They're actually
A
number from
Yeah. 0, 1 to
2,
yeah.
D6.
Yeah.
So you really have 0 to 255.
Yeah, 0 to
and then 0 to 255, dot, 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 0 to 255. Okay. How can we convert that to an integer? That's just a bunch of numbers, isn't it? Yes.
Yes. Let
Yes.
numbers add together.
Okay, yeah, so we can just sum it. From 0 to the size of, I'll call it I, of str sub I. So then that would be your index could be equal to that. Now I can give you a number. Could that number be larger than your array? So then what do you need to do?
Modules.
There we go. 5 size of
Array.
your array. That is definitely one implementation, and it should work for what I have. If not, you may have to change it up a bit.
I love all these shows.
Yep. What can we do instead of sum?
You could do.
Do you just take each of the values and put it into a string? Or no?
You could do that. You
Yeah,
could.
I'll say that too.
You could concatenate all the numbers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you could do string concatenation. That'd be cool. So it could be like 112, then 57, 65, dot 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 dot. Yeah, you could do that. You could also do multiply. There are actually a ton of different things you could do. But just make sure you come up with one, implement it, make it happen, Captain.
So last time.
All right, hold on. Write some test cases, memory manage it. I've introduced the STL, and I've introduced it a little earlier than normal, so I would like to see your feedback if the STL is helpful or a hindrance to you for this lab. So you may use the STL, but I need to make sure it's clear. You may use vector, q/dq. Okay, you can use list, sorry. Vector and list, like we used. I'm going to update that lab shortly. You may use vector and list from the STL. Don't use the other data structures, especially the map data structure. Cough, cough.
Don't use that.
Yeah, don't use it because it implements a hash map. It is a hash map.
Oh. It's cheating.
It's cheating. Just use vector and list, or q and dq. Failure to follow these instructions is automatic 0 for this lab. All right?
Yay, questions.
A week from today. Any questions?
Not for you.
No. Let me update this lab quickly, and y'all go ahead and get started.